how did you become interested in ACT or ACT?
Wow, that's a beautiful question. How much time do you have? How much coffee do you have
Well,
next?
all in all, we'll spend about an hour
Okay.
or less,
So
but not
here's
just on that one question.
thank you. So here's the story. In Bolivia, my program was based on cognitive psychology, and I
Okay.
was doing a lot of behavioral interventions. But I was, of course, training cognitive behavior therapy. I used to spend hours challenging thoughts and looking for the evidence of a thought and evidence against a thought, and doing a lot of thought logs and really questioning the accuracy of thinking, right? Whether it's true or false, and how do I want to cope with a thought.
Uh-huh.
And when I say that I was a hardcore behavioralist training CBT, I absolutely mean it. We breathe and we live, right?
Yeah.
CBT. And then when I started a doctoral training, at the end of my first year of training, I hear a little bit about this new approach, a third wave approach called acceptance and commitment therapy. And I kind of like got curious, what is this thing that people are talking about? And everyone that I talk, my mentor, other classmates, they were so excited about it.
Uh-huh.
I got curious, and I went to maybe 5 trainings on a year in Mississippi with one of the founders of acceptance and commitment therapy. And to be honest, at the beginning, I was an outsider. I also was an outlier because I was like, what are you saying? That what we know, it doesn't work? That this idea of challenging thoughts doesn't work too well? How is that possible? What is the research? And it was only on my maybe third workshop that I say, okay, Patricia, just try to stop understanding with your mind and just see how it feels and how it's for you. Just go with exercise. And that was
It's hard to learn something new because we hang on so tightly to the stuff that we know already, and it gives us a certain feeling of security, right? And to open our mind to the process that you're describing, I love it because I've gone through that struggle myself. Yeah.
actually no. I think these days I see that what I was doing, I was playing it safe because holding with white knuckles to what I knew was protecting me from something that I didn't know, was
Uh-huh.
protecting me
Yeah.
from uncertainty and ambiguity, right?
Yeah.
But it was really only when I made this conscious decision to Patricia, stop trying to make sense with all the research you know about this stuff and just see how you feel and how this exercise goes for you. And to be honest, that was the beginning of experiencing something completely different and having the experience inside out of this idea that instead of fighting against a thought, learning to make room for it. That this
Uh-huh.
idea that as human beings, we're going to have all types of thoughts, fun thoughts, hypotheses, dreams, but we also sometimes we have yucky thoughts about who we are as people, how defective we are, or what's going to happen if we say the wrong thing. So, this idea of learning to accept our thoughts was something completely new to me.